So let me tell you all a small story about Hyundai here in Belgium. In the 90s, Hyundai was suffering from identity issues, reliability issues, and quality issues. And this problem was present in the 2000s as well. And this problem stopped in the late 2000s because in the late 2000s, they realized that, oh, our quality is bad, our identity is bad, our reliability is bad. They stepped up their game since that time. Not only because of this, because of the competition, of the pressure, they realized they were losing. So they transformed their weakness into their strength. Today, what is so prominent about Hyundai? Okay, maybe they lack the identity still. That's a possible case. However, what they really do have, a prominent aspect they do have, is great value for money, and also the quality has been elevated. They've been doing quality better than ever, and the design is far more attractive than ever, guys. Believe it or not, I never knew in many years I would be dreaming to own a Hyundai, but this day has finally come through, guys. I'm actually craving to own a Hyundai someday, especially the Santa Fe, and well, it's all thanks to their diligence and effort. That's right, guys, you've heard it right. They have become a brand which is now desirable. People love to drive Hyundais. People love to own it. In fact, I've been hearing several happy owners who've been telling me about their Hyundai experience, and they were happy, especially with the lengthy warranty, guys. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Hyundai Bayon. Now, guys, this is very exciting because this is a new crossover SUV that was released just recently. And it is based on the same chassis as the Hyundai i20. So basically, it's a B-segment crossover SUV. How interesting is that, everyone? Now, this Hyundai Bayon starts at a price of 21,000 euros. Is this good value for money or not? We are going to determine this in a moment, everyone. However, I can already feel like this is good value for money for two reasons. First reason being that Hyundai has a reputation for being good value for money. And the second reason being the appearance. Just look at it, guys. Look at it. It does look fascinating, and it looks far more interesting than an average car of its segment and an average car of 21,000 euros. However, we shall not only judge by the exterior, we will get into further detail right now. Let's get on with the review right away. Now, over the past 10 years, Hyundai has picking up its game. It's really been doing a great job here in Europe, and they've been coming up with models that have been very nice to look at, very pleasant to drive. But aside from this, I'm talking about value for money as a primary aspect, and this is exactly what this Hyundai Bayon aspires to do. Great value for money combined with fantastic styling. Now look at this, guys. Just look at the design. I'm very impressed with how they've done the front of this Hyundai Bayon. It kind of reminds me ever so slightly of the Hyundai Kona. But, well, that's what I call identity after all. I like how you have double headlights at the front, so you have one set over here. And I very much assume this is going to be your daytime running light. And these are your main lights, the, I think, LED lights. And of course, a bit of Hyundai patriotism over here. Yes, it's written Hyundai there. It's very cute how they've dedicated this whole space to a chrome where it's written Hyundai on it. So pretty nice, actually. And I like this design of the front grille. It reminds me of a watch, actually. But it's very interesting nonetheless, everyone. I like it. And I like how it's a double set. So you have one set over here, and you have another set over here, and you have the badge in the middle. Now that is very interesting. Guys, believe it or not, those are actual air vents. Now that is very nice. And that is actually very rare for a crossover SUV of this price tag in this segment, because usually most of them have fake air vents for the aesthetic purpose, but this time Hyundai Bayon, they actually have it there for a purpose. Now you just have to admire the side. I really like the theme of this Hyundai Bayon. It's very sharp edged. Now look at it. It's all sharp edge. There's this design that goes all the way to the rear, makes it look very aerodynamic. And it looks very nice. Well, actually, this theme is also spotted on the all-new Hyundai Tucson, or as they call it, Tucson. And this is no surprise. This is actually very nice, and I see this as a form of identity. And speaking of design, this color pairs perfectly with this Hyundai Bayon. This color looks fabulous. Just look at it. I like this green color. It reminds me of mint, basically. Mint green. Or maybe a tone which is different compared to mint green, but whichever tone it is, it looks perfect, and it pairs almost very well with this Bayon. It reminds me of cars from the 1970s, everyone. So this is very interesting. They chose this tone of green, and I really hope they keep it up. Now this is the rear of the Hyundai Bayon. Now the rear is one of the most interesting I've ever seen of Hyundai, because it does ever so slightly remind me of a model they used to do. And I think that model goes by the name Ethos, is it? Ethos? It's a model they used to do, and it had exactly this kind of rear design. Like, if you look at it, it's like a wave. It goes slightly diagonally like this, and then it goes like that at the rear. I like how this light is linear all across the rear of the Hyundai Bayon. You have this rear window, and it's separated by this rear light, and then you have the rest of the body works underneath. I like this two-tone color. So I like how you have the body color over here, and you have the black color over here. Now it pairs perfectly with this Bayon. It looks actually very aesthetically appealing. And over here you have the rear parking camera, and actually this is quite nice because it looks disguised. You don't notice it at first glance. Of course, Bayon. Fun fact of the day, did you know that Bayon is named after a city in France? Well, now you guys know this, because actually, according to sources, this Hyundai Bayon was designed for the European market, the EU market. Now, I'm not sure if Hyundai plans on bringing it overseas, maybe to the North American market or maybe elsewhere. But if they plan on doing that, I hope they do this, and that would be the best decision ever, because this Hyundai Bayon looks very promising, in my opinion. A cross-country theme to it. You have the hard plastic over here. Now, don't let that fool you into thinking you can go off-roading, because I would highly discourage you, do not do this. However, it saves you a lot of money, this plastic over here. It saves you a lot of money, and it prevents dirt, dust, and mud from covering the body. And this is very good in long terms, because if you get a lot of dust and dirt on the bodyworks, in long terms, it can cause wears, paint wears. And you do not want this. It will cost you a lot of money to, repair the problem, the paint wear on the bodyworks. I like this two-tone color alloy wheel. Now, whilst I have a lot of respect for this Hyundai Bayon, just some small questionable aspect I noticed was this design over here has no purpose whatsoever. It looks like an imitation of a grill, but it has no purpose at all. It's just plastic. It's just a black trim over here. Now, aesthetically, it looks appealing, but in terms of functionality, whilst this grill looks very appealing to look at, and it looks very proud, I have this part of the grill is actually the air intake, but then rest of it is just plastic, which have no purpose whatsoever. Normally it's better if they use the whole thing, but then at the same time, to be honest, it looks, yeah, you'll hardly notice it actually, because they've blended the design, so that's a plus. Now, let's move into the interior of this Hyundai Bayon. The interior design of the Hyundai Bayon, and I like how it has a very linear theme around the interior. So you have it over here, you have it over there, and you have it over there, and you even have it in your side, over here and here, which is very interesting. And I like how the air vents are blended also within the design. Now that is very interesting. Very good in its ways, actually. And this is the infotainment system. Over here you have all the climate controls, and the media controls are within the infotainment system, so it's all nicely arranged, and it's very logically laid out, easy to use. Okay, very good. And then on the steering wheel you have cruise control over here. You have the media controls over here. This is the instrument cluster, and it's actually digital, everyone. Now guys, just admire the beautiful design of this speaker. It looks very nice. I like how it blends with the design. The window controls over here, and also the mirror adjustments are here. All the way down there you get the driving mode as well. Now that is very interesting, guys. For a car of this price, you even get driving mode. Wow. Now that is what I call good value for money. Some bit of storage over here, 12-volt socket, and you also get USB connections. You have upper lights over here, a mirror over here to see how pretty your eyes are, and then you get extra lights over here. The thing I really love about this Hyundai Bayon is that they put the hood latch over here, guys, so there's no way you'll accidentally pull it open with your feet. Like most brands, they put it over here, but in this Hyundai Bayon, over here. That's a plus. You get extra storage over here. The storage is wide and a bit deep, so that's actually average for a car of this segment. And also, another advantage of this glove compartment is that it's very easy to open from the driver's seat. You just have to pull this latch, and there, you open it. This is the door handle. It can double as a side door pocket to some extent. And I like the ambient blue lighting that's in there, guys. Door handle feels pleasant. It's not very plastic. And I like the leather feel over here. So guys, overall, I'm very impressed with the interior of this Hyundai Bayon. It looks very interesting and it looks very promising. But I've just noticed some recurring flaws already. One flaw I've noticed is that there's no center storage console. That's something that kind of bothers me, but it's not a big issue. You have two cup holders that are a fixed shape, and that's, yeah, I mean, it's just basic, really. It doesn't have any practicality solution to it. It doesn't have any adjustment for any Red Bull can or such. Now, I did say earlier that this door is nice. However, there's one flaw I've noticed already about it, and that is this is made of plastic. Now, usually most competitors use chrome as door handles, but in this Hyundai Bayon, they use plastic as door handles. It's a bit questionable in my opinion, but okay. This door bin is also a bit questionable. It's not so big. I don't see any big water bottle fitting in there. However, I guess it is as practical as it has to be. You have this entire part occupied by a fuse box. Now, this is a bit questionable in my opinion because you could have used this as extra storage. But in the case of this Hyundai Bayon, it's just a fuse box. It's a bit questionable why they kept the fuel cap latch over there. Now, despite the interior looking aesthetically beautiful, like it looks very nice, it looks very advanced, and it looks like, you know, something really, really more than what it's worth. It looks really good, guys. I'm impressed with the design, but just a reoccurring flaw I've already noticed about the interior is that it's just endless hard plastic everywhere, guys. I mean, look at it. The only place I get leather is here, on the steering wheel, and on the gear stick. And everywhere else, it's just hard plastic. Now, let's look at the rear of this Hyundai Bayon. I'm in the rear seat of the Hyundai Bayon, and I have a lot of leg room. I have a lot of knee room, and I have a lot of headroom, everyone. Look at this. It's very good, guys. It's very spacious, actually. So that's a plus. But then on hindsight, it's a bit unsurprising because this is a crossover SUV. So for a vehicle of this segment, it is expected. Now, I will gladly confess to you all, this is a 3-seater. And the reason why this time I'm very glad is because if you look carefully at the floor, it's flat. The floor is flat. So this leaves very much, this makes extra space, and this means extra leg room for the middle passenger. So no more twisty legs, everyone. You get a nice coat hook. You get a nice handle over here. Oh, I like the feel of it. The feel of the quality is very nice. And you get a nice lighting for the rear seat. That's a nice beacon of hope. Now, the door design is also nice, but similar problem to the front. I noticed that the handle is plastic, it's not chrome. And you get a door handle that doubles as a pocket. And this is, well, here it's not leather, it's all plastic. Now, whilst exploring the rear seat of this Hyundai Bayon, I noticed some reoccurring flaws. And that is, this rear seat passenger gets a rear seat pocket. But for some reason, this rear seat passenger gets nothing. There's no pocket here. So it looks like the rear seat passengers might be arguing over who gets to sit here because that person will get more storage. whereas this person gets nothing. Now let's move to the boot of this Hyundai Bayon. Now the way you open this boot is through this button over here. You pull it. This is the boot space of the Hyundai Bayon. Looks very promising. The space looks a bit small compared to competitors in my opinion. This looks like it's eating up most of the space, and I don't see any presence of a 12-volt socket anywhere. However, I do see a hook over there, and I do see some tether points, so that's a plus. That's an advantage. And I just adore this exposed metal over here for the rear door. So here's my conclusion about the Hyundai Bayon. You know, for a starting price of 21,000 euros, I think this Hyundai Bayon is excellent value for money. It is beyond good value for money, guys. It's amazing. It's epic. It's very special. And it looks far more interesting than what its price tag implies. It seems like the value does not lie in the quality. The value lies in the equipment list. The other part of the value does not 100% lie in the equipment alone. It also lies in the design, everyone. Just look at this design. It's extraordinary. It is special. It looks very unique in its own ways, everyone. I personally love it, and this color is special. I've never seen this color in a very long time. The last time I've ever seen this kind of color was on a classic Citroën from the 1970s. Only Citroëns used to have nice colors like these. Whereas nowadays it's become very rare to spot a car with this kind of color, and looks like Hyundai has just made a debut over there. My opinion of this Hyundai Bayon? I love this Hyundai Bayon, guys. I really do. It's a special car, and you know, since its release, it actually drew my attention, guys. When I first saw it, I was shocked. I was surprised. Did Hyundai really make this? Wow, that's special. It's unique. Compared to competitors, they also have been good value for money, better value for money, providing technology which competitors would only offer at a higher price tag. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos that are on the run. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going on a road trip to the beach with my friends in this Hyundai Bayon. Bye.
Follow me, come follow me. Come follow me, come follow me. Come.
Oh boy. What time is it? Oh, you guys are still there? Guys, the beach experience was nice, but I don't think it was the beach that made the fun. I think the most fun part of the road trip was this Hyundai Bayon. Being in this Hyundai Bayon was far more interesting than being on the beach.